number 55, Robert Upshaw III. Shooting guard from Cainta Rizal, number 14, Mike Nieto.
Panopia and Cedric Berfield as well. So, when we talk about size, we got a heavyweight contender here in the middle and the team. And we go the other way. Another turnover here for Blackwater. They're playing a bit too quick here, and Ball with the attempt that doesn't go in. Yes.
A pitch they're so known for.
Oftana settles for the jumper, and that is good.
You'll go back to the game versus Terraferma.
After the game, considering that he has to try and push out Upshaw. This was in the bid, takes it strong inside. Now here's a guy who finding Bull. Oh, Bull with handles and a slam.
And again, and then suddenly above the rim.
It feels like one step for him, coach. Castro again. Beating Bull in the interior. Not much Escolta could do to stay in front of him as Bull goes inside once again.
Precise delivery of that pass coming from Jason Castro again. A catch and a turn. Nobody home to defend. Ball got close to the basket. 4-point lead here for TNT.
Panopio. They're getting more movement here as Panopio drives at Kelly Williams and is able to score. Rebound goes to Jason Castro. Here's Oftana. Attacking close out of Bearfield.
Wow.
Goes up for the shot. Alvin Oftana, coach.
Alan Kaitik and Jericho Diniera.
And you know, coach, he also tried his hand at being an analyst in the UAAP, so he's after our jobs also. Here's Jason Castro.
In a good way.
In a good way, coach. You know what? He may not be as blurry as he used to be, but even here on HD, Jason Castro is able to get. Can he get going? Goes on the attack. Giving to Upshaw. Upshaw working on Bull. This time with a lot more force. Let's take a look at this, coach.
This time attacking. And then throwing his weight around literally.
You know what, coach?
Once upon a time, Machine Gun Kelly, the former MVP as well.
24-19 here. Blackwater will take their time with this possession with only a 4-second difference in shot game clock. Or maybe not, maybe take it strong, and Bearfield gets that one to fall.
Good decision for Bearfield to attack the basket strongly after missing multiple shots from the outside.
Kevin Ferrer. Nava, Galinato has it. R.R. Pogoy. Pogoy working on Andrade. That's a long two. Gets that to fall. It gives it to Cobuntin instead. Abutrater. Open for a second, and that's all he needed.
Excellent sequence, moving the basketball.
7 seconds on the shot clock here. Pogoy has got to move. Finds Galinato inside, and that is him all day.
Earlier, Galinato to Pogoy equals 3 points. Now it's Pogoy down to Galinato. Another set of 2 points. 5 points in 2 possessions. Now it's a 10-point edge for Tropang 5G.
9:40 left here in quarter number 2.
5-0 run here to open up quarter 2 for TNT.
Here's Abutrater. Can they get going here? 10-point lead. They go to the corner, relocates for the shot for Panopio, and finally ending that drought.
And that shot aided by a missed jump from Tropang 5G. 6-4 Panopio as a starter. His first time to start here in the Commissioner's Cup.
Galinato to Pogoy. Pogoy with a 3-ball. Here comes Bearfield. Bearfield working Cobuntin. And still, the struggle continues for Bearfield. They go to the corner. Great ball movement here. Nambata towed up the 4. Settles for the 3. And he gets it.
Very hard to defend when the basketball moves that way.
Swinging it around to Jet Mendoza. Wide open for the 3-ball. No good. And Christian David takes a basket and one.
7-3. Only 26 years old. Second round pick by the Miami Heat.
And that's a great floater coming from Urel. A very athletic player. Talking about Urel.
Right. Former Fighting Maroon.
Top shot. Gets out the ball.
Shot.
Bearfield. Stacking Napa. Bearfield, the turnaround J. Still, the struggles continue here for Cedric Bearfield.
Nava seems to be a very good perimeter defender.
Ball takes it all the way. Look at this, coach.
Suddenly, after this wraparound, he was longer and higher.
Just taking with Coach Ronnie. As Avan now gets that one to fall.
Definitely a Mayo Uno move coming from Nava.
But they turn the ball over immediately, which they get back immediately. And Upshaw with the 2.
That's his third against Robert Upshaw tonight.
Oh, what a denial. Here's Galinato. Being strong inside. That's an easy 2.
Points inside the paint always matters a lot. Perfect delivery coming from Nambata.
Swing that around to David. And Galinato playing the passing lanes perfectly. Another careless turnover here with Blackwater Bossing. Bull running down the lane.
Wow.
Standing in the 4-point line.
Yes, yes.
Feed inside. And David. But here's Upshaw.
In quarter 3, David with 8 points, but Bearfield still struggling for the shots. He down to 6 for TNT.
Manute Bull showing off his length, his soft touch.
23 for Ball, a mid-range master. Gets to his shooting spots. Excellent touch.
Oh, Upshaw taking on Ball again.
What a pirouette.
And this is exactly what the Blackwater Bossing needed, coach. Offensively, they look a lot better after what was a relatively unsettled first half.
And those were 2 straight shots underneath, attacking the basket, getting inside the lane.
Here's Calvin Oftana.
Top shot.
Over Panopio, no good. And the ball will go back to the white shirts. Nieto sells for the jumper, and that's pure.
Unsung hero, this Nieto has been taking good care of business in containing scoring explosion of Cedric Bearfield, adding a bonus of 2 points in that last sequence.
Bearfield, oh good, good line though. You know, Bearfield's not afraid to shoot despite the poor percentage so far. Once a couple gets going, that could change as Bull takes the bump and gets an easy 2. But thank you so much for that report. That was Bel Gregorio. And coach, that's really difficult if you're a player trying to get fit during the season when you're coming off an injury as Bull gets to finish inside. Here is Mirel, the drive on the attack and taking it strong. Bull there to erase that. I think some of the members of the coaching staff of Blackwater want that reviewed for possible goaltending as Kelly Williams drives. And the way he runs the floor, coach, at his age is incredible.
Indeed, indeed. Amazing story, amazing narrative written by Kelly Williams and his storied and checkered PBA career.
Here's Bearfield. Shown a double. Here's Murrell. Murrell pulls up for 3. In and out. Chance here inside. Ball with the erasure. Lifting that up, no dice.
What about the effort defensively here for Tropang 5G?
Ball goes all the way. Defense to offense. SWAT. And then this attack coming from Kelly Williams. They're running the floor so well. 9-0 run. And this is the key reason why. First, numbers here for Bull. Bull so far, 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 blocks. A triple-double watch with the block category. Make that 6 blocks for Bull.
Potential of Ball Manut Ball. Look at the human eraser.
Let's take a look at this, coach. The block there on this
on Robert Upshaw all the way to the 4-point line.
Bearfield pulls up at Pogoy. No dice. Bull couldn't collect it, but our Pogoy is there.
Again, the shot has not fallen tonight for Bearfield.
Here's Jason Castro now. Castro, Pogoy, Bull, the drive, and the slam.
Definitely not a good idea for Escoto to gamble. And that took away his chance to stay in front of Ball Manut Ball. 33, 32 for Ball. Total of 11 third-quarter points for Ball Manut Ball.
By Mendoza in the corner, he goes on the attack. The floater over Bull.
For success against Ball Manut Ball. And Ball has scored 11 of the 20 third-quarter or 19 third-quarter points for TNT.
I suggested, Jed, you put that on your highlight reel because how often can you get a floater over Bull? Oh, Jason Castro Cold-blooded 3-ball.
That's a rare 3-point conversion for TNT. 6 for Castro off the bench.
Haven't shot the 3-ball well here, coach. 3 of 12. As Upshaw goes to line to shoot the bonus. Bossing feels like in the third quarter, in the early parts, it ran out of steam. Let's take a look at this. This 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Consecutive shots from the outside.
Jed Mendoza is guarding Bol Bol. Now they go to Kelly Williams. Kelly, that's a tough look. Almost made it. And here's Jed Mendoza playing it forward to Murrell. Murrell with a slam! That third quarter, that run in particular for TNT, as Paul Zamar gets the steal and the bucket. Winter, spring, Zamar or fall, all you have to do is call. And it's an easy highlight there coming from Paul. That 11-0 run here for TNT. What sparked that for them, and what do Blackwater need to do to avoid that?
The defensive energy of TNT was directly proportional to them.
And here comes the cavalry for the Blackwater Bossing with Bol feeding, but Una with the defensive stop. Zamar, ironically enough, coach, they're better at the 4-point line at the moment.
Because of Robert Upshaw.
And that's going to be a foul on Escoto.
And that's where the difference lies. TNT against the Titan Ultras.
And that'll be a throwaway. Bol saw that a mile away. Bol. Oh, and that's a block on Bol. And this is wide open. Cherry picking here for Upshaw. Galinato. And don't look now, coach. It's import versus import matchup here.
Wow.
Bol drains a 3-ball. And right now, finding Upshaw. Lob was a bit too far. Upshaw taking strong and getting that over Bol.
And there to make a run, it has to happen now without ball inside for TNT.
Panopio trying to make something happen. Stops on a dime and gets the jumper.
That's something that has to be consistent for Panopio, who is now in double digits for the second straight game. 5 points per contest, 20 points in the last 2 games for Doc Panopio.
Bogoy against Bearfield. What a pick there from Galinato. The drive from Bogoy off the mark as it's thrown forward to Bearfield. Bearfield keeps the dribble alive, but what a steal from Nambatak, but it falls back to Bearfield, and that'll do.
Bol and Escoto, they continue to be at each other's, getting each other's under the skin.
Throats. Yes. Castro back to Bol. Bol driving inside, and Bol with a slam. But that time, the Blursh putting on the afterburners. And Panopio brushed away. Bol driving. Settles for the J, no good. Here comes Dalf. Panopio attacking Kelly Williams.
Very good with the basketball. Getting one over Jason Castro.
91-82. Bol has it right now with Christian David right in front of him. Big game here so far for Bol.
And Panopio is quite tall for the point guard position.
Bol brushing away David.
44 for Bol and counting. My goodness. 21 in the first 2 quarters, 23 since then.
Panopio drains a 3-ball. And operating the pick and roll, feeding Bol. And no one else could get it but Bol. Bodies on the floor here. Castro driving in the swat. And that will do it for this possession. The stop they needed. 6. As they try to find Upshaw. Upshaw takes it strong. And that's an easy 2 in only 2 seconds, coach. Bol in front of him.
Watch out for Bearfield.
He pulls up. He makes it! He was cold all night! But Bearfield! They give it to Bol.
No foul.
So they give it to our Pogoy, and this is going to be an easy 2. And a timeout. With a 46-point game. It's the first.
21 points in the first 2 quarters, 26 points since. Making a living tonight from the free throw line as well.
So he's asking for, instructions from Coach Chot. Coach Chot said make it, which he does. And that will do it for this one officially as Bearfield's heave will be no good.